morning to all traders and welcome to this Market Insights video. Today is Wednesday the 11th of November and we're going to talk about oil and also gold. We saw the huge decline on gold on Monday after news that a COVID vaccination was 90% efficient came on the surface. Markets yesterday were a little bit, I would say, muted to anything, trying to digest really what is going to happen with the vaccination, as there is a lot of questions asked. There is questions like who were the people, what was the age of the people that they were trialed. There were questions as when exactly are we going to have the first in circulation, how many of those are going to be. Obviously there is a limited amount, and of course market euphoria for that reason was not as strong as on Monday, right? The only, I would say, asset that kept appreciating indeed was oil. But I have a feeling that was just because we've had a very huge inventory draw from API. One of the biggest concerns as well for investors, and that comes to the performance of gold since the COVID, is whether we're going to see further stimulus now. Because obviously if there is a COVID vaccination now, the chances of getting further stimulus are getting smaller and smaller. With Powell calling on the government again for fiscal stimulus because monetary tools have just, they've just had enough, and they'll to actually offer a helping hand. It should be the government that really deals with this in a more aggressive way. Now we all have to hang on the fiscal side of things, right? And when it comes to this, we need to take into consideration how easy it will be for Biden to take over the seat in the White House, because as you know, Trump is not really going to concede as easy as some would have thought. And then will depend on whether we are going to get a divided house, because a fiscal package will be obviously much harder to get through Congress when the house is divided. Now, that said, we've also seen the equities remaining elevated a little bit, apart from the tech sector, and that is because the European Union hit Amazon with antitrust charges. Obviously, it's not just related to Amazon, but that could follow suit to other tech companies, and that is one of the reasons that the tech sector was hurt yesterday. Gold markets are not moving though. They were somewhat in a range yesterday, sideways, despite the fact that also we see Brexit fears, hard Brexit fears also increasing after the first call between Biden and Johnson. We call it a warning call, let's just say, in an attempt to warn Boris Johnson, as previously mentioned, not to destabilize the peace process with Northern Ireland. Now, on the oil market, I want to start with the main scenario that was actually our alternative scenario last week. Because with this move to the upside, I'm looking at this as an impulse now. Which means that we're still in wave 4 right here. That was down wave 4. We're looking at this. Well, actually, we're going to see what we're looking at this as in a minute. But for the time being, we're looking at this at 4. This is wave 1, 2. We are in the midst of wave 3. I think wave 3 will go to at least 42.75. Yeah. I'll be honest, I think it will go higher. But for the time being, I'm looking at this as a double wave on the upside, okay, which is going to be pretty much 5 more to the downside, to the upside, then a short correction, then another 5 wave move to the upside to take out the 46.38, and that would be wave 3. Then we'll get 4 and 5 above the 46.37, potentially also reaching the 50. The other scenario we're looking last week, right, is that, excuse me one second, this one, we were looking at this having ended up here on the upside, right? And this is intermediate wave 1. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We did say last week that in case we break above 42.32, yeah, then this is going to be considered as a, well, correction rather than an impulse, because since this is wave one and since this is the correction, well, we're still okay to move lower. So 42.32 will be my validator level, let's just call it. Okay, in case we break higher, most likely this is wave five. Okay, in case we retest, most likely this is going to be an impulse to the downside. On gold, we'll talk about this becoming a W, X, and Y last week, funny enough, and actually seems like it's playing out very well. We've had waves 1, 2, 3, 4 for me, okay, and probably we're gonna get wave 5. So if we take waves 3 extension, okay, it's very possible to end anywhere between 1827 and 1809. I doubt we're gonna go down to 1787, but you never know. What else we could do is quickly get the extension, yeah, and see where we're really going to be from a longer term perspective. And as you can see, the 61 point extension of W and X get us to 1823, which is a confluence level or a cluster, well, for wave 3 extension and WX extension, okay? So I would really pay attention to 1827 next, because it's going probably to be wave 5. Now, as of this move, well, it could be a triangle. Looks like, actually, let me just grab that. It looks like it could be a triangle. Looks like it could be an AB here, like we can have some sort of flat pattern over here, and then that becomes an ABC. And to be honest, because I'm also looking at how big this reversal, this correction down has been, it would be very possible to go up to 1909 or so. Silver is moving very similarly to gold. However, do not forget that we are in wave 2 here, not in wave 4, right? Regardless, W, X, and then Y, very similar pattern. 1, 2, 3, that's a 4. For me, this potentially, because we are in a complex pattern, it could end up like being, you know, an A over here, then we're gonna get a B, and then we're gonna get a C. Okay, most likely the case. Now, the good thing, not good thing, the different thing I would say about silver is that I am seeing a bullish divergence here, right? So it is very possible that this looks like a triangle for the time being, but it's very possible that this becomes a leading diagonal, let's say, and then we'll call it B, and then we'll have a C, right? It's very possible to get us to 24, 25, okay? Because I want this signal to be invalidated to see more downside, okay? So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to see, you know, the ABC over here, and then potential downside. But we are currently in wave 4, and I think wave 4 is going to be an ABC that is going to take us higher, okay? Thank you very much for watching. I don't think there is anything else to mention. These are our technicals, and that was also our headlines for the day. Stay tuned, and thank you very much for watching.